So in this example, we're going to use the prior 2100 control to utilize the manual capabilities of the machine. This is our MB series machine, so you can actually run this machine full automatic or in a manual mode. To run it manually, I can use our handles to move my x-axis or my y-axis. I also have a hand wheel in the Z. Position the Z up or down. As well, I can use our joystick command to move the machine back or forth. Or I can use my push buttons if I want to move the head up and down, or I can still move the table with our push buttons as well. To control the speed of the handles or the joystick, I can use my overrides. Slow it down or speed it up. And we also have a corresponding switch that allows us to drop the resolution immediately to a much slower feed when I'm machining. Now, from there, I can start to take advantage of a lot of the manual features in the 2100 control. The 2100 control has incorporated numerous functions for us to be able to take advantage of CNC functionality as well as running the machine manually. Something simple as one-touch positioning. I can go to position mode, just tell the machine where I want to go by inputting the number and hit cycle start. The machine will feed to that location. I can also do multiple axes simultaneously by typing in multiple values. Now the machine will move to those locations. Now let's say, for argument's sake, I'm moving the machine around and I want to do something simple. I want to maybe face off the top of my part. Now generally I could obviously crank it out with my handles. I'm going to turn my spindle on through our TSM function so I can come over and give the machine some RPM and a direction and she'll fire up. Or what I can do is I can actually utilize our Do One features that take advantage of the can cycles already built into the control. In this example, we're going to face off the top of the part. If you go to your face mill mode, it allows us to come in and do a simple little program without actually creating a program. It's a one-shot deal. First, I want to tell it the tool I'm using. I'm going to use my 1-inch insert mill to face off the part. Then I give it a feed rate, a spindle speed. From there, I'm just going to tell it some basic dimensions on my part. Now, this would all be relative to a 0 that I previously set on the machine. So I give it an X and Y location, the top of my part, another X and Y location for the other side of the stock, how deep I want to go, how much I want to step over my cutter, and if I want to leave any finished stock. Once the page has been filled out, you're going to select OK, and now I merely have to hit cycle start. By selecting cycle start, the machine will position into a safe point, feed down, and begin facing off my piece. Now again, you'll notice I didn't have to create a program or write a program. I just have to fill out the one page. Now in this example, I had the machine just cutting in one direction. I can also change it if I want to cut in multiple directions. Now we faced off the part, spindle stops, comes back to our manual mode. Another scenario I might want to do manually is, let's say I want to drill a couple simple holes in a part. So I may want to grab my, in this case, center drill, get that in my spindle, and drill a few holes with my hand wheels. To take another tool out of the spindle, I just go to our TSM option. I can go and look in my tool table to see what tools I have available. In this case, I have my center drill. I select cycle start. It's going to put my insert mill away and select my center drill. So now that we're close to the part, we can begin to move around again with our hand wheels, or I can use my joystick to get to position. Now when I'm trying to move to position, I can obviously use my display, but we also have a utility called electronic stops. It's going to allow me to get to a position much quicker. Here all I have to do is select my stop function, tell it the location I want to drill my hole. So let's say I want to drill something in the center of my part at 0, 0. Once I've typed in those values, I can just turn on each of those stops. And now you'll notice, as I move the machine around, once I get to a specific location, it doesn't let me go beyond it. I crank both to that location, now I can begin to drill my hole. I can start up my spindle, some defined RPM. If I want, I can use my head or my joystick. I can control my rate of speed again by my overrides. And begin drilling a hole. From there, if I wanted to do a second one, I could set up a new stop. In this case, I'm going to go 1 inch over my x-axis. Now I'm at my 1 inch location. Again, it keeps me from overshooting. I can grab my handle, position down. Now our stops are enabled in actually 3 axes. So if I wanted to, I could tell it not only a new location of Y, but I could tell it how deep I want to drill. Enable a stop in Z. Again, position to my stop point. Now you'll notice as I crank down, I set a 1/4 inch depth. So as the machine gets to a 1/4 inch, it doesn't let me beyond it. From there, if I want to disable my stops, I can turn them off independent or all at once, exit out, and I'm done drilling my block.